Welcome to the Cloverbelt Conference Cross Country Meet. Steve Akadik from Sports on Focus here alongside Gage Tebow as we get set for the boys race to start here in 12 minutes. Boys race is set to start in 12 minutes. Line up here today starting from it would be the right side as you look at it, the side towards the cars and the buses. Fall Creek will be in slot A, Colby in 1, Stanley Boyd in 3, Altoona in 5, Osseo Fairchild in 7, Regis in 9, Spencer in 11, Columbus is in 13, Owen Withee in 15, McDonald 17, Thorpe 19, Cadott 21, Nilsville 23, Loyal Greenwood 25. So the boys race will start here. Windy day here at Frey Field between Spencer and Stratford. So we are unable to break out one of our favorite toys for cross country, the drone. So we will get what we can for you from the field. The course here at Frey Field is probably one of the nicest ones you're going to see in the area. The family that owns the property here does an amazing job maintaining this course. It is shared by 3 schools. Spencer, Columbus, and Marshfield all race out here. But we are excited for some fun cross country, crown some conference champions, and get us set for sub-sectionals next Tuesday all over the area. We'll have coverage of as many of those as we can get to at onfocus.news/sports. And our social media, Sports on Focus, on Facebook and Instagram, at S on Focus on Twitter. But I'm going to take a quick peek now, pull up the list of starters and bib numbers so we can go through and let you know where your favorite runners are going to be for the boys. Fall Creek has 4 runners, Mason, and I'm going to apologize in advance. Please correct in the comments if I get a name wrong. Mason Antzak, Logan Gundry, Stuart Gundry, Kale Sanfilippo. Mason Antzak wearing bib 229, Logan Gundry 230, Stuart Gundry 231, Kale Sanfilippo 232. For Colby Abbey, Chase Omakin, who has dominated the meets he's been in so far this year. He is wearing bib 233, one of the people we expect to see near the top. Sergio Carmago, 234. Talon Severson, 235. Matt Mateer, 236. Carter Roth, 237. Richard Strevler, 238. Taking a look at a couple others. Going down the list here, Stanley Boyd. They're bringing in 7 runners. Dale Salas, Luke Milas, Nathan Gully, Zach Haas, Joey Henderson, Blaine Brenner, Travis Christopher. 3 freshmen running for Stanley Boyd here today. Dale Says will wear bib 239. Luke Milas will wear bib 240. Nathan Gully 241. Zach Haas 242. Joey Henderson is in 243. Blaine Brenner 244. And Travis Christopher 245. Altoona next on my list. They've got a freshman, a sophomore, 3 juniors, and 2 seniors running today. Mason Hepner, Aiden Darnell, Noah Olson, Cody Rikers, Carlos Wolmer, Joseph Kruger, and Evan Moss. Hopner wearing 246, Darnell 247, Olson 248, Rikers 249, Wolmer 250, Kruger 251, Moss 252. Osseo Fairchild bringing 5 runners in. I got to make this one bigger. Let me turn this quick. Bryce Armstrong something getting cut off on my list here from Osseo Fairchild 253. Kyle Burmish, Osseo Fairchild 254. John Landrum, Osseo Fairchild 255. Braden Metzler 256. Mason Scheffler 257. So that's the first part. We're going to take a quick peek as they're starting to check everyone in down at the start. The course here, as I pull a map up quick, take a break from going through just numbers. We'll show you a quick map of the course as I can pull it up here. Forgot to bring this one up earlier. So apologize for that. But as we get the map of the course up for you, so you kind of have an idea what you're looking at. Oh, get that working out here. So here is the course that we will be running, obviously the 5,000 meters. The areas we will be able to hopefully show you today, we will get from the start. Now there is a tweak from the map I have here. The start and the finish have been swapped. So the finish is on the, as you're looking at the map, on the right side, the start on the left. So there isn't that crossover, but we'll hope to get that whole first stretch up to about mile 1 3/8, and then we will lose the runners with the lack of the drone due to the wind pretty much until they show up. We'll hopefully catch them right around the 2 mile mark, and then we will pick them up as they pop out for the finish. So we should be able to get a decent amount of the race as we are seeing the boys warming up behind, and then we will have results. Assuming everything works right for the system, we should have results about 10 minutes after the race finishes. We will provide those to you during the girls' race. Starts about 4:45, and then the girls' race results we'll have during the JV race that starts after the girls' race. But we are seeing the runners warm up. I'm going to step aside for just a minute here, fix one thing, and then we'll be back with the rest of the bib numbers right after this. All right, we're back. Thank you to everyone who's joining us. Make sure to drop in the comments where you're watching from. I always love to see who's watching from the furthest away, so make it a little bit of fun, see who is furthest away. The furthest we've seen this year than somebody commenting was watching some football from Southern California, so if you're beating that, let us know. All right, Regis, one male runner, Angelo Brantner, 258. Get back into bib numbers so you can kind of know who you're looking for. We'll tell you two as they come across, but a lot of runners here. All right, Spencer brings in 7. Andrew Siriki, 259. Austin Coles wearing 260. Malachi Anderson wearing 261. Noah Schultz wearing 262. Cameron Neiman, 263. Caleb Rucker, 264. And Kaiser Eichelberry, 265. Columbus with 5 runners. L. Fiber, no first name, but Faber, 266. Mark Feiwiger, 267. Nathan Niemitz, 268. Andrew Shear, 269. And Oren Smith, 270. Owen Withy with 4 runners. Logan Hansen, 271. Roy Stinson, 272. Quinn Halstead, 273. And Vincent Henke, 274. McDonald, another one of the favorites we expect to see coming from the McDonald side, but their runners, Max Hauser, 275. Luke Newton, 276. Jake Siegenthaler, 277. Dan Anderson, wearing 201 as we reset the numbers. Marcus Roach, 202. Keegan Galvez, 203. and Eddie Mittermeier, 204. Thorpe Gilman with 4 runners. Wyatt Luzinski, 205. Jacob Barth, 206. Braxton Stark, 207. And Luke Schruffnagel, 208. Cadott with 7 runners. Zach Morgel, 209. Evan Freed, 210. Corbin Grentz, 211. Tad Weiss, 212. Peter Weir, 213. Sage Handrick, 214. And Cole Pfeiffer, 215. Oh, 2 schools remaining on the list yet. The Neilsville Granton squad, as we are approaching race time. Never mind. We'll get the rest of them to you as they start. So they are in the chute, ready to go. So we will have the start, and as I said, we will follow them as much as we can. So I'm gonna step aside for the start, as I'm gonna try and get some really cool pictures of them running through, and I will be back in just a moment as they start right now. And the runners, you see all 77 of them. So they're coming around. They get to take the mass down at the cones, as we will stay here and we see the group running through, and now the coaches will go running after them, catch them at those certain timelines. We'll follow them as far as we can. As cameras act up, there we go. Sorry about that. And they are running and they are heading out. So they will head out and they will head all the way up to the end of the property, up near the edge of the woods there. We may lose them here for just a second. Start snuck up on us, that's for sure. But they are off. We will have the results and the finishes as they come through. We're expecting the first finishers between 17 minutes. As we watch them head off into the woods, we'll see them pop back out here momentarily, so we'll just keep the camera right here as they will make the loop. As you saw on the map, they make a big loop out between the 2 sets of woods, and then they're going to come down and run right in front of the woods there along the left side of the screen as you look at it. And then they're going to come right down just to the east of us on the course, and we will bring you as much of that as we can. Obviously, the very windy course, so the racers are going to have to plan for that. Plan for the strategy of, maybe conserving a little bit as they go into the wind and exerting themselves a little more with the wind to their back. As we see, you might be able to see some of the coaches running the shortcuts across to cheer on their runners. Saw one coach with a fat tire bike out here that he was going to chase after his kids. So the coaches are going to keep running and keep everything moving. They want to know the times of their kids and where they're at. Obviously, crowns not only for the individuals but for the teams. Very prestigious awards. Cloverbelt Conference, one of the more competitive ones in the area, especially with a lot of teams. As we see the first batch of runners start coming down along the woods there, and the first runners are making the turn in front of the woods. Too far away to see any sort of bib numbers, but a big group right in the front there. Haven't really stratified out yet, and they're going to make the turn right here in front. The course being led by a golf cart that will keep the pace for the runners a little bit as they start coming down this very long stretch. Probably I'd say quarter mile straight shot, and that's going to be with a crosswind. They're going to come all the way down by this farm, make the turn, go a little distance, and they got to run all the way back up a quarter mile. So A very straight course in the early part, gets much more curvy as they turn around the trees, the part where we will lose them. But you can see the first batch of runners still in a pretty good clump. You see a few stragglers trailing off the backside, but they're coming down that long straight. I'm actually going to watch on the monitor because, there are some trees in our way. So we'll do our best with that. Obviously, like we said, very windy conditions here today. Prevented us from putting the drone up as we see the runners start popping out the other side of those trees. The leaders. The one thing I will say compared to other courses is we won't get a good check on who's in the lead, but looking at the colors, I'm going to say as Gage will reset his little stool so we can bring you this stuff, take a quick peek at the leaders. As they make the turn. Looks like McDonald and an Abby Colby in the front, from the best I can tell. But obviously, we won't know until they come across the finish. They're going to make the turn, and they're going to go down a short distance, probably about an eighth of a mile, and then they turn and they have another big long straight heading back up towards the woods. Over there, it looks like they're going to disappear out down behind the hill there for a second, but they'll pop back out when we see them at the woods. So we'll get a good shot of all the runners coming across as we're about 5 minutes into this one. That second turn is the mile mark. So that is right where the mile 1 is. So we will see there as the wind even messing with the cameras a little bit. But they will make the turn. I think that is, see the last few runners, obviously the final runner just making the turn now onto the long straight. So we're starting to see them spread out a little bit more as that wind really starts gusting again. And look as we start seeing the leaders popping out on that upward trend, heading back up towards the woods. So we'll see if Gage can pan over as we see those leaders coming up the far side. Get zoomed in on them best we can. We are shooting this from one spot right here near the finish, and most of the course is to the west of us. So we'll bring you what we can as we see those leaders starting to turn, and another tree. But they will make a turn, and then they're going to kind of follow along the outside of that stretch of woods there. We might be able to see them pop out back in the clearing straight behind us. And then we will lose them again as they go through the woods, and then they'll pop right out here at the finish. So it's going to be a surprise for us as well on who's going to pop out first.
Got it?
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, this looks like a fun event, a fun course, a well-maintained course. We're going to hopefully have a chat with the gentleman who runs it, sometime in the near future, because this is a beautiful facility. First time I've been out here. Those of you that have met me would know that I'm probably not in the cross-country running shape by any stretch of the imagination, but have run one 5K. Did not do well, but finished third in my age group out of 3. Got a medal, though. But no, these kids are going to make that turn along the woods. And like I said, we will lose them as they head out behind the woods there, around it, and then they run behind, and then you'll see them come, maybe we'll see them come out. There's a clearing straight ahead of me to the north that they will run through, and then we'll lose them again. So we might take a break during that as we see a few more kids running through. So we will have coverage of subsectionals coming up on Tuesday afternoon. There's a race happening here. We won't be bringing those to you live. We will have highlights of those for those of you that are in those groups. Take a peek here as we see more runners making that turn. pull that up on my iPad here. For cross country, see all the groups we have going on, who's going where. Stratford hosting a subsectional, but they're hosting it here at Frayfield. Don't blame them. It is a gorgeous facility to host a cross country meet at. And pull that up here quick. All right. D3 assignments. So in Division 3, looking around here, Edgar is hosting the local one. Assumption, you will see Columbus Catholic and Spencer, Owen Withy there. Take a look for the other ones. Colfax hosting subsectional 2A. That will include Cadott, McDonald Central will be there. Let me make sure I'm not missing any other ones. Fall Creek racing at Osseo Fairchild with Osseo Fairchild Regis. So they're spread out, and then we go to the D2. So we will have coverage from Edgar. D2, the Stratford subsectional, that will include Colby Abbey, Loyal Greenwood, Nilsville Granton, Stanley Boyd, Thorpe Gilman, along with Stratford Arcadia. Other local schools, looking around for where those are. Why am I not? So then, yep, so that's at Stratford. So the rest of the Cloverbelt running at, looks like Stratford. Make sure I'm not missing one. Yep. So that's where they will be running. Missing, all right. So that's where they'll be. So we're looking for any runners we can see. Couple still on the course there, it looks like. Oh, I think those are coaches. But yep, the coaches are out. They're going to follow along with their teams. I can see that the final runner is just now about to make the turn, so we'll get the camera set up on the opening we've got coming along the far side, as Gage will do a great job getting us, see if we can get a shot out there. So that's the opening that we might see some runners come through. But until we do, we're gonna step aside for just a minute, show a few ads. We'll be back with the runners popping out in just a moment. Oh, grab that!
Hi, I'm Corey Hoffman with Marshfield Insurance. Today we're going to talk about a topic that's very timely right now, and that is the damage that water can do if it gets into your home or any other building. Surface water coming into a building is generally not covered by any sort of standard property insurance policy. You can buy flood insurance to protect your property, but the time to do that is now. Because there is usually a 30-day waiting period before coverage applies. So When you see the water rising up in your backyard, it's too late. You need to call your insurance agent at Marshfield Insurance here and have a discussion about flood insurance if you're concerned about that. Another situation that we see very commonly is a backup of a sewer or drain, and we most commonly think of this happening in a sump pump situation where the sump pump fails either due to mechanical failure or loss of power. Your sump pump well fills up then and you get water in your basement, and it could damage flooring or wall coverings or any property that you have sitting down there. Most insurance companies offer an endorsement to buy coverage for damage caused by sewer drain backup, and they're very reasonably priced. So if you're concerned about the damage that water could do to your home this spring, please call your agent at Marshfield Insurance and have a conversation about flood or water and sewer backup. We'd be happy to help you.
Welcome back. The wind wreaking havoc as it tipped over our finish camera, but we're able to recover, and we will see if we can get the runners popping up. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see them down there. 14 minutes gone. So actually we should be seeing the first finishers coming through here shortly. I'm hoping, I don't know if Gage can see that well down the finish, the runners popping out. Otherwise I'm going to turn here quick and see if we can see the first runners. So we are waiting on the first runners to come through, so we missed them coming through the other side. So we're actually going to switch cameras here to our finish. Gage can get a little rest. So we get this zoomed in a little bit more as we see the runners coming across finish lines. Another strong gust of wind comes through. Grab my iPad quick with all the names. And I wrap myself around here just a second. There we go, that's a little better. So first runner is coming in. We see the golf cart, and we got a close race as they are coming in. Leading the way, haven't seen a number yet. That is McDonald Catholic. McDonald Central. And Chase Omikin of Colby will finish second. Haven't seen the number on the, just waiting for him to turn around here. Missed the number on the McDonald guys. He bolted very quickly past us, but Chase Omikin of Colby Abbey will take second. We got a Cadott runner coming in here now third. 213. That is Patrick Weir. So Patrick Weir will take third. And another couple runners coming in now. 217 for Neilsville. That is Skylar Drinka. And now for Loyal Greenwood, 225. That is Avery Horvath. And now an Altoona runner, 252. That is Evan Moss. Neilsville, 216. As now they're coming hard and quick. Neilsville, Altoona. And a First Columbus finisher, 269. That is Andrew Shear. So a lot of runners finishing here. We'll have full results available when they are made available to us. As now we see 228 Loyal finisher, another Cadott, McDonald as they start bunching up here. First Stanley Boyd finisher, 240. That is Luke Milas. Couple more McDonald's as they start piling up the, I guess we call it the lack of points. Altoona runner coming across, 251. That is Joseph Kruger. 2:49. Right behind him, another Altoona runner. That is Cody Rikers. 2:75 for McDonald. That is Max Hauser. First Regis runner, First Fall Creek boy comes across. And now we start seeing them coming across very quickly. We're not going to be able to keep up with this, but we'll do our best to call out schools. So Fall Creek with their first finisher. Regis's lone runner has finished. Another Neilsville runner finishing, and another group coming quickly down the line. We're kind of in an odd spot here with the tree. It's Stanley Boyd next across. 2:42. That is Zach Haas. Thorpe's first runner comes across. He holds his thing up. Neilsville. Whole bunch. Osseo Fairchild, Adon. As they are finishing very quickly. Trying to see who else is up here. As I think I'm going to have Gage get maybe a better shot of this, as I don't think I'm able to get that great. We're going to see what Gage is able to do. So lots of runners finishing. Another huge group coming through, led by McDonald. Another Colby, and then Stanley Boyd, Spencer, another Colby, Loyal Greenwood, and another Colby. So the Colby runners staying in a bunch. Next coming down is Fall Creek. And then a couple Loyal Greenwood, and that last Loyal Greenwood runner will be beat out by McDonald. And then Cadott. And now we have a bunch up that we're waiting for the next group of runners to come through. Good running from all these athletes as we wait for the next group. As another big gust of wind comes rolling through, and that is Spencer. That is number... My iPad goes to sleep and turns off. All right, we try and keep this from falling down. So we will have full results as Thorpe and Columbus, and then another Spencer runner, and then a Osseo Fairchild runner finishing. We will have full results available when they are made available to us. A couple Cadott runners finishing next. So during the girls' race, we'll pull that up for you, let you take a look, see the final results. We'll also post them online on focus.news/sports so you can see the full results of the race. Girls race scheduled to start in about 25 minutes. So as Thorpe cross country, another finisher from Thorpe. Racers putting their masks back up, as is required under the rules this year. Got a tight race here. Spencer putting the jets on. He will beat Loyal Greenwood. So Spencer beats Loyal Greenwood across. A good tight race there. There's these little mini races as the runners come through. And now next across is another Spencer runner. The girls race coming up, then we'll have the JV race, which is mixed. Spencer runner across, and then we see an Owen Withy Blackhawk runner finishing. Now a tight race, and that'll come across. That is going to be Thorpe beating out Stanley Boyd. Little rivalry there, I'm sure. As we pan out and get a shot of the runners coming in. Next group of runners, there we go. That is a Spencer runner finishing. Spencer runner across, and then now we see another Spencer runner as they need the tags, Sturman the order. And now we'll wait a little bit here again as we get a bit of a lull. See a runner coming through the trees. See who this is putting the Jets on here at the end. They will come across. It is a runner from Osseo Fairchild. 255 as I get that list back up here that we got. Come on, pull it up. Come on, open. So, four-wheeler. This is Don's runner finishing here, and I think that might be the final runner of the race, 266. There gets 266 for Columbus. That is Faber. Oh! The wind blows the camera over once again.
We are 20 minutes away from the start of the girls. 20.
Oh, the wind really wreaking havoc with the race here today. A few more runners came across, another Columbus and a Loyal Greenwood. As I hold on to the camera. Sorry for that shock all of a sudden as the camera just disappeared on you. It's very windy. The gusts here are really strong as we see a Neilsville runner finish. Make sure that we can still see everything. Oh, yeah, we'll get that. Set for you here. Apologize for the weather as a Stanley Boyd runner finishes. The wind really wreaking havoc with everything out here. I mean, the runners I'm sure aren't enjoying this strong wind blowing straight out of the west. As we see a runner for Fall Creek come across. Hands in his little tag. Ooh, that one got me right square in the noggin. So that one felt nice and good. And now we see a Cadott runner come across, and I believe that might be the last one. I see another golf cart come across. Still waiting to see. Anyone else, or if that appears to be it. So we are done with the boys race. So talking to the timer, it should take about 10 minutes to get the results from that one. We will be back shortly. We are about 15 minutes from the start of the girls race, so stick around.
If your path to achieving your hopes and dreams is less than clear, Meyer & Associates provides the direction and guidance that helps put things into focus. We provide financial advice and customized solutions that help take the uncertainty out of your dreams for today and the future.
We can work together to make an honest assessment, understand your options, commit to a plan, live life brilliantly. Our team is here to help.
Forward Bank, originally incorporated in Marshfield, has been around for 100 years, and in those 100 years has grown tremendously and continues to do so. With locations in Colby, Greenwood, Marshfield, Medford, Stanley, Thorpe, and Withee, they are always looking to be part of your family, business, farm, or nonprofit. For personal loans, business loans, life insurance, or homeowners insurance, stop by one of their 7 convenient locations and see how they can help you move forward.
Hi, I'm Justin from USL or Northside Computers. Computers are more important than ever because of work-from-home setups. So I just wanted to let you know we do offer a variety of services for computers, such as Windows cleanups, virus removals, data transfers, as well as free diagnostics. So if you're looking at having a computer upgraded or serviced, you can keep us in mind at USL or Northside Computers at 907 South Central Avenue here in Marshfield.
Hey sports fans, if you're looking for the best chair in the house, come down to R&R Flooring and Furniture in Spencer. We carry Franklin furniture, Lang furniture, Serta recliners, Simmons recliners, electric chairs, chairs that have phone chargers in. That is the best chair in the house. Come down and see us. We also have these sports tables and anything you want. Brewers, Bucks, Badgers, come on in. Thank you.
Welcome back as we reset the clock. Get ourselves ready for the girls' race. Boys' results we should have shortly. We'll probably show you them after the start once we get everything going. And then we will show you the boys' final results with times and everything as the girls are running. And we'll do the same with the girls when the JV squads are running. So we're here at the Cloverbelt Conference Cross Country Meet. Glad to be able to bring this one to you. Steve Okonik from Sports on Focus alongside Gage Tebow, who's been doing all the great camera work up on his stand. For those of you that were at the Loyal Meet, you know that we broke out probably my favorite tool that we have, the drone. Needless to say, the wind a little too much today to put that in the air. If that takes off from here right now, it's probably landing in Mosinee. So not the best option for us, but we love doing cross country. It is a fun sport. It is a quick sport. A lot of fun, a lot of grueling. I don't know if you saw it all as the runners were coming across the finish line, but 13 minutes as they announced that on the far side down at the start. But if you haven't been to a cross country meet before, they are so much fun. Cross country probably one of the most unique, I don't want to say niche, but definitely one of the more underrated sports in the area. Some very, very good teams. Auburndale girls have gone to state. I believe they're shooting for their 7th straight trip. Medford girls, they're on a similar run. Medford boys have a very good runner this year in Joey Sullivan that's been really making some noise up there. Same thing with the Auburndale team. Obviously a lot of big teams, a lot of individual runners, which is nice. Savannah Schley looking to make another trip to state. She'll be running here shortly. McDonald Central usually at least has a couple of runners at state, if not the whole team. Fall Creek, very good cross-country runners there. I think they've got a lot of good athletes there in general. We saw Fall Creek on Saturday taking on Colby in volleyball and doing a very good job. So, but yeah, they've got some good cross-country runners there. So definitely an underrated sport in central Wisconsin. And I would suggest once things settle down a little bit next year, if there's a cross-country meet near you, go out and take a look. It is a lot of fun, and these kids put everything into it. I know I couldn't run that right now. I might be able to get from the start to where we're standing, but even then I don't think that's going to work out too well. So, but these runners put a lot of work in, and they put a lot of effort into making this happen, and they exert a lot of effort here on the course. You'll see, usually we were at the state meet last year, and these kids come across and they are absolutely exhausted. They put it all out on the course, and it is so much fun to watch them do that. Watch them do that and watch them succeed the way a lot of these kids have. So we're about 10 minutes out. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Take a quick peek at the comments, see where everyone is watching from. Thank you for joining us. Granton, Wisconsin, Altoona, Wisconsin. So and to answer a couple questions popping up in the comments, we actually cannot swap sides with the camera. We will have a little bit better view here. We moved one camera around, but in order for us to have access to power to keep everything up and running, we do have to have it on this side. Next year, if this is back, we might be able to do something set up a little differently, but with the wind and with the drone, it makes it a whole lot easier. But the wind really wreaking havoc with us as they are calling the runners to the start line. Answering a couple other questions, this is at Fry Field in Spencer. It is 14 teams from the Cloverbelt. And the ADs chose not to allow fans because of the size of the meet. Most cross-country meets have been limited to 3, 4, 5 teams. This one, having 14 teams, already exceeds, from my understanding, the number that you would recommend for an event like this. So that being said, we are glad to be able to offer this service to you. Thank you for joining us. This has been an interesting year, to say the least, for us as well, covering sports and providing access to people that probably have never had the need to watch our services before. So all of you that are joining us for the first time, thank you very much. We look forward to highlights of a lot of the subsectionals and sectionals this week, and of course cross-country state with a whole different setup down in Wisconsin Rapids in a little under 2 weeks at the Ridges. So obviously lots of changes coming across all sports. Volleyball seeds coming out here yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You can follow all the local teams at onfocus.news/sports, as we will be keeping up with those. No Cloverbelt teams that we from our area have been seeded yet. Haven't had a chance to go through the full bracket, as the first one of those came out literally as I was packing to come up here. So check that out after the race. We'll have a full recap of all the seed meetings from today. Soccer seeds are out. Columbus Catholic, #1 seed. They get a bye into Saturday. A couple other seeds in the area. The Mosinee Indians, a 1 seed. Medford, a 2 seed. Marshfield, a 4. Again, those we have to go through the full bracket. Those will be out tomorrow if you're interested in looking at the full seeding across the whole state, or you can go to the WIA's website and take a look at that. So lots of action going on here as we get set for the next start. That is now 8 minutes away. They snuck up on us on the first start, so they're not going to let them do that this time. Fall Creek as a team is probably who we're going to be seeing a lot finishing early, but the runner that I'm going to put my money on, that we've seen run a couple times so far this year, Loyal Greenwood's Savannah Schley. She has been absolutely dominating the local circuit. The 2 races we saw her in, she won by significant margins at Colby and at Loyal. That Loyal was the one meet we got to break the drone out and got to really have some get you some cool shots of that for those of you that saw that one. But she finished 12th last year at state, and I know she's itching for a podium spot this year as a senior. So we'll see how that works out for her. But a good challenging race for everyone. I know, and I don't have the name in front of me, but the Fall Creek runner, my notes won't stay put, so I just put them away. So I'm kind of trying to go off memory. But there's a Fall Creek runner I know that gave her a good run at Loyal. But these meets are exciting. Girls run. I think we'll see the first finishers right around 20 minutes. There are, as we pull the full list up here, pull the girls varsity roster up. There are zoom out here, 74 runners. So 74 runners on the course. I believe it was one of the Anders sister, Anders or Andreas, might be a misprint, as we take a look also for results for the boys. Nothing come across yet. As I said, we'll bring those to you as soon as they become available. Girls warming up. We are 5 minutes from the start of the girls race. Same course. We'll do the similar to what we did for the boys. Catch everything we can. For those of you just joining us for the girls race, the wind is preventing us from breaking the drone out, so we are only limited to ground coverage. Luckily, this is a very flat course, and we are on one of the higher points, so we'll have an opportunity to get you many shots as we can, and obviously we'll make sure to get the finish of every runner. We are off right after this. I'm off to Mosinee. Some volleyball highlights yet tonight. We'll have highlights of this as well on our social medias, on Focus, Sports on Focus on Facebook and Instagram, and at S on Focus on Twitter. So make sure to follow us. We love interacting with everyone around. Taking a look for any additional comments in the comment section. If you got any questions, let us know. Jenna, thank you very much. Honest Views. Jenna from Fall Creek is the runner that we will see competing with Savannah. Jenna Anders. Yeah, to clarify, basically, in order for us to put the camera on the other side, we would literally have to run our cords over the finish chute for the runners, and that just, I don't think that's going to be safe for the runners or anybody. We will have a little bit better view for the girls' race. We repositioned a couple cameras.
Right alongside of them like they do with the NFL.
Again, obviously, had we had all the tools at our availability, we would have had really cool shots of the finish. But yeah, there's some D2 teams here as well. A couple of the combined programs, Loyal Greenwood, Nielsville Granton, Osseo Fairchild, those all run, I believe, run D. No, that's Fairchild, but they all run D2. In fact, Nielsville Granton, Loyal Greenwood are in a group with a lot of very strong schools. But yeah, no, to answer your question again on that, basically we would have to move that camera, like I said, run those cables across the opening, like right where all the runners are finishing, and I don't think that's going to be good for anybody. So we'll do, like I said, we'll bring you the best we can. Normally what we would have done is parked the drone. If we could work it out in the situation like this, we would have used the drone because that's completely mobile, and made sure to park that in a way that would have gotten you the view. But like I said, if we took off with that right now, I think it would end up maybe not quite Mosinee anymore. The wind has started to die down a little bit, but probably Edgar. So not necessarily an option for us today, which limits our abilities a little bit. But as I said, we'll have a little bit better view of the finish this time around. This is our first time out here doing cross country at Fry Field, surprisingly, as it is a beautiful facility. If you get a chance, probably not yet this year, unless you're one of the teams competing at the subsectional that Stratford is hosting here on Tuesday. But then, obviously, going into next season, this is a gorgeous facility to watch cross country, and it's a guy that just did this in his yard. I mean, we're probably 150 yards from his house. He's got a concession stand in what used to be his garage. Not open today for obvious reasons, and it's all turf grass as we approach 1 minute. So I'm going to be quiet here for a minute. We're going to get the start and get underway with the girls race. All right, and the girls are off. 74 running here today. And we see right away that long run in from the side, and Savannah Schley in the lead, but it is actually, I believe that was Osseo Fairchild in the lead. We'll see how long that will last as they bunch up and head towards that first opening. We'll follow them as much as we can as we get through the race. They head into that opening, and that's when they can take their masks down. They are required to wear their masks for that first little stretch there, and they stay pretty bunched up. If this is anything like the boys' race, they will start spreading out once they come back around that long straight stretch that we're going to have shortly. So as they spin, they'll go around that opening right behind as you see them there, and then they will come down, follow those trees, and then they will turn, and they have a good, almost probably I'd say quarter-mile straight stretch. An eighth of a mile back to the west, and then another almost quarter mile back up towards the woods. So we'll have a lot of opportunities to see them there. As they head into out there, we're going to take a look and see if we've got boys results. Nope, not yet. So we'll pull those up when they become available and verify winners and who finished first. And if you aren't able to stick around, we'll have a full recap tonight. You can just like us on social media, Sports on Focus, or we'll put it up on our Twitter at @SOnFocus. But the girls are on the course, taking a look, seeing what we can see. Looks like it's kind of just see them heading up towards that first jog. They kind of dip behind a hill, so we'll lose them for a little bit, but we'll see them come back along the other side of the woods. The course here, talking to the gentleman that runs it beforehand, put in all very good grass, like golf course turf for the course or gravel, so it's a very well-maintained course, shared by 3 schools. Spencer, Marshfield, and Marshfield Columbus Catholic all share it. Stratford's actually hosting their subsectional here at Fray Field on Tuesday. We will have highlights of that for those teams that are going to be there. We will also have highlights from the subsectional at Edgar and the D1 subsectional from somewhere. That one I don't know yet. That one's still to be determined on location. As we hit the stride of the playoffs, soccer seeds are all out. Volleyball seed meetings were yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So those will be out, and through this interesting season, we will bring you highlights and live streams of everything we can across central Wisconsin. As we wait we see the lead vehicle making that first turn. I'm going to take a peek and see what we see there. Looks like a tight race between the two we thought. That definitely looks like Savannah Schley and Jenna Anders right out front, neck and neck. See who can keep pace as they make that turn and head out onto that long straight. As the wind starts picking up again, pushing us, starting to push our equipment around a little bit too. But that is a neck and neck race. Actually really a 3-horse race. Not sure who's behind. If you recognize a color scheme or a jersey color, as they are way out in front. See another group just making the turn onto the straight. I don't have to check and see if they've named any of this. We might have to help them with naming these. We will lose view a couple times from the trees. Yeah, the course here, that long straight, as we see all the runners making that turn, the huge group just starting down that long straight. As the leaders now coming about as close as they will to us before the finish. As they will, we see the lead vehicle coming up the hill. It's a bit of an uphill climb. Casey Martinson from Stanley Boyd, or from SWBCC. Jenna Savannah, yep, I got a comment from Ted Thero. Jenna, Savannah, Mercedes, the ones to watch. As we see them making that turn onto that straight, and we will lose them for a little bit, but we'll take a look at everyone else coming down the straight. As I just get the heads up that the boys' results are up, we'll put those on screen for you here. So we will start with the team results. Bring that up here quick. Right, setting that up now. Couldn't set it up ahead of time, so we'll show you this here quick. The winning team is McDonald Central. They will take first, 12th. Oh, get that moved a little bit down further. They will take first, followed by Altoona. Altoona in second, Neillsville Granton third, Cadott fourth, Loyal Greenwood fifth, and Colby Abbey will finish sixth. The rest of them, Stanley Boyd seventh, Marshall Columbus 8, Spencer 9. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. We will not do that again. So we bring back the clock. So take a look here at the individual winners. We'll read those off for you. As the individual winners, Dan Anderson of McDonald takes the win at 16:46.3. Was Chase Omican second, Peter Weir third, Skylar Drinka of Neillsville Granton fourth, Avery Horvath fifth, Evan Moss sixth, Tater Lowry seventh, Aiden Darnell eighth, Andrew Shear ninth, Connor Getteman 10th. And you can check out all those results at, make sure I get the address right, hotwired, HOTWEYERED.com. They have the full results there, or we will have them on our website on focus.news/sports here shortly, as we are 8 minutes in. Runners now. The final runners starting to make the trek to the curve on the line. The distance runners starting to head up towards the woods. So The field's starting to spread out a little bit, as you would expect as they approach the 1.5 mile mark. Or excuse me, 1.25. So the 1 mile mark is on the curve as they go into that second straight. 2 mile is straight ahead of us out, kind of down the hill, out in the opening in the woods. But the runners, we got that 3-horse race, Mercedes, Jenna, and Savannah. Should make for a good finish, and we should have a little bit better view of the finish for you on this race. We apologize, we're dealing with the wind and dealing with the conditions as much as the runners are. Maybe not quite as much, because we get to stand here. We don't have to run in this. But the runners will make the turn. We see most of that group still on that second long straight. But we lose them after they head behind the woods, and we won't see them pop out again until right before the finish. We're also going to try one other thing here quick for the finish, if I can make it work. But I don't think it's going to work for us today. Again, the wind really messing with a lot of the stuff we had planned for today. And I you know, you can only do so much when Mother Nature decides to throw a wrench in your plans, and I'm hoping everyone is enjoying watching the races today as we see the last few runners start making that turn to that loop around that set of woods over there. Beautiful fall colors, the last few of the leaves still on the trees. Some nice oranges and reds out here. As we see a few runners running through the course here. There's a long loop around the wooded area. There's a 2 mile marker that we can't see almost straight north of us. And then the runners pop out of the woods right by a little pond and come right up here to the finish. Do you see a few runners out there yet? Take a quick peek at the comments again as we wait for first round of runners as we cross 11 minutes. And thank you to all of you for watching. We are glad that we were able to make something work here today. When the wind was blowing this morning, I got a little nervous, but everything has worked so far for us, and we are glad to be able to bring you these races. Obviously, like I said, we'll have the JV race. Check out the results from the boys race. It's Hotwired, HOTWEYERED.com. The full boys results are there. Or if you want to check it out from us later, we'll have a full recap at onfocus.news/sports. Same with the girls. But yeah, this has been an exciting day. We had a close race at the finish for the boys. Anderson, pull up his name here quick. Get the boys from McDonald. Dan Anderson just beating out Chase Omakin of Colby to finish first in the conference, so he'll take home the conference title. McDonald also taking home the team trophy for this year for the Cloverbelt. Obviously, big bragging rights in conference and a good opportunity to get yourself set and against some good competition going into subsectionals and sectionals this week. As we see some people trailing behind. Let's take a look at the time here. We are now 12, almost 13 minutes in. As we try and see if we can catch any video of any runners. I think they are all now back in the right after this.
I like my Google Pixel 4 because of the fantastic camera and great software optimization by Google. Google Pixel 4's camera has a feature called Night Sight, which allows you to take really great photos in low light scenarios. And what's better is that you have free unlimited storage on Google Photos to store all your great pictures. While supplies last, when you upgrade to Google Pixel 4, you can get $350 off your phone. And soon to be released on August 20th is the Google Pixel 4a, which is a budget-focused phone with the same fantastic camera as the 4.
All right, we were able to reposition a few things there during the break. I'm going to reposition my microphone now. There we go. So we should be able to give you a little bit better view of this finish from tripod height above the fray field. The Cloverbelt Conference Cross Country meets Steve Ocknick alongside Gage Tebow as we are waiting for the first finishers from the girls race. 15:43 in. Clock in the corner is unofficial. So bear with. So we will have official times shortly. And of course you can check out all the official times. They're up about 10 minutes after the end of the race at Hotwired, HOTWEYERED.com, or check them out after the race. We will have those posted at onfocus.news/sports. We're expecting a 3-horse race between Savannah Schley, Jenna Anders, and looking for the third girl. That would be Mercedes from, find her in the list, Mercedes Sarkian, possibly. Let me check the last name in the comments. Thank you to all of the commenters who've been helping fill us in on what's going on here today. So, as they are now taking bets in the comments. And I apologize, we are out here in the middle of nowhere. The connection has cut in and out a little bit here and there. But overall, we've been able to hopefully bring you a good race. As I saw somebody running, but it's just that's like a coach running down the course. Waiting for those first runners to come out here. 17:43. So we should be expecting some of the first runners, if the people in all you guys in the comments are right, should see some of the first runners come through. Obviously, first thing we'll see come through is the golf cart, the lead golf cart, as the wind picks up once again, kind of hiding. We are out in the open. That is probably one of the downsides of being here, is we are out in the open. But first runner waiting here. Still waiting on that first runner. Should see them any moment now. Stick around. We will have the combined JV race after this yet. And then we will be packing up. We have a full slate of sports from Medford on Thursday. Swimming, volleyball, and soccer. And then Friday, the Spencer Columbus Rockets make the trip to Shiocton. I am making that with them. Gage will be in Marshfield. DC Everest, they finally opening up their conference season, as I think we hear the golf cart. Haven't seen it yet. Or maybe that's just the wind. Hard to tell. No, here we go. They are coming out. We'll see who comes out first. Taking a look on my screen. We can hear it. Get zoomed in. They're cheering. First one out, that is Savannah Schley. Savannah on the sprint. She will win the Cloverbelt Conference for the girls. Savannah Schley of Loyal Greenwood takes first. Now we're going to be interested. It is Fall Creek. That would be Jenna Anders of Fall Creek. She will come across second. Verify I'm right on those names. 108. Yes, that is Jenna Anders of Fall Creek. She will finish second. Now gap here. Still waiting on that third place runner. So a good race the whole way. Looking for verifying. That is Savannah Schley. So Savannah Schley did win the girls' race. We have here's some clapping. Tells me another runner starting to come across. And some good camaraderie I can see on the other side between Savannah and Jenna talking about the race. And our third place finisher from Altoona, number 129. That is 29. Mercedes Romo. She will take third in the conference. And they join in the group talking about the race. So 1, 2, 3 going pretty much the direction we thought it would. We figured those three would finish 1, 2, 3. And now we've got a good race coming here for fourth. Coming down, it is a Colby runner, number 113, followed by a McDonald runner of 154. Colby runner at 113. That is, if I can, Colby runner at 113. That is Willow Omakin. McDonald runner, and then we see another Colby runner and a Oriole runner coming across. So we're gonna go with that, but Colby finishes fourth. Willow Omakin. Chase, as we see Osio Fairchild come across next, and another Colby runner. Colby in a good position here in the early start. They've got 3 finishers already. As we see another Fall Creek runner come across. Altoona, coming quickly now. Altoona, Loyal Greenwood, McDonald, Regis, and another Fall Creek. As they keep coming across, another Colby runner we see coming in now. As they start bunching up here. And now the next finisher, this is Neilsville. So Neilsville across next, but Colby in a very good position. We see an Altoona runner come across, another Regis runner. Two Regis runners. And now a Neilsville runner. And now another Altoona runner. And another Colby runner. Colby might just be in a position to take first here, as I think that's all their runners finished. I think they got first to 6. I think I see 1, 2, 3. I think I've seen them all finish. Colby might just be in a very good position to take this one, as Altoona across next. Altoona giving them a good push. We've seen a lot of Altoona runners. Runners helping each other. Cadott finishing next. Then our first Spencer finisher will come across the line. Another Fall Creek finisher finishing strong. And now taking a look, another Colby runner. So now the Colby runner is not quite done. 2 more Colby runners will sandwich an Oriole from Stanley Boyd. So now Colby for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Colby looks like they will win the team event, as they will finish very high. As another Fall Creek runner comes across, we'll verify that. That is Thorpe's first runner across, another McDonald runner. Cadott, Altoona, and another Cadott, Altoona, Loyal Greenwood. As we see some of the athletes helping each other out. Oh, it was a tag, it disappears, but they get that and they will save that. Loyal Greenwood, a couple across. Now McDonald, Regis, Spencer, another Spencer finisher, another Loyal Greenwood finisher. Another Loyal Greenwood right after that. All of you guys there were right. It was a 3-horse race at the front. Savannah Schley taking first. Another Osseo Fairchild runner finishing. Coming across Osseo Fairchild again. The Thunder, maybe one of the best logos in the state. Fall Creek coming across next. Regis right behind her. So we'll have full results available after the race. We'll get times on all the rest as an Owen Withy runner comes across. For, I believe, first Owen Withy runner of the race. As we start getting some of the stragglers rolling through. Some of the runners that fell behind just a little bit. So we will wait for the next finishers. Haven't seen the trail cart come through yet. So there's a few runners still on the course. Here's some cheers as cheers, Olivia from Neilsville will come across and finish. A Cadott runner and a Spencer runner coming across next. They walk off a 3.1. If I look from looking at the graph, we see another runner coming up here. This is Spencer. Another Spencer runner will come across. Followed by a Regis runner. Still a few, see another runner coming up through the trees. Few of them here. Bit of a race here late. This little race will be won by Thorpe. Their runner will come across first, followed by Osseo Fairchild. And then right behind them, Regis, and then Columbus Catholic. They're coming quick. Osseo Fairchild, a couple finishers here. We'll have official results about 10 minutes after the race finishes. And we'll bring those to you during the JV race. Still waiting on that trail vehicle. So a few runners still on the course as we wait. They're starting to get set for the JV race. Should be starting 5:30. We will have that race as well.
18 minutes for the JV boys
Actually,
and girls.
check that, 18 minutes as we see a McDonald runner coming up. 1:57. Pull that list up here. McDonald. 1:57. That is Eva Bushman. Still waiting for a couple people to come across yet. We got 18 minutes, as I think I do, or are they still waiting for a couple finishers yet? It's not the trail vehicle. That was the lead vehicle getting set for the next race. So we're still waiting. So we've got all right, sorry about that. We disappeared there for just a second. All right, I think.
Results are already online.
All right, we should be back now as we see Neillsville finishing. Connection, losing a bit of connection. Neillsville finishing, then we see a McDonald. Neillsville finishing, then we see a McDonald finisher. Last few coming through. Hopefully this connection will hold. Hopefully we're still live. Let us know in the comments if we are. So, yep, to answer the question, so to answer everyone's questions on the screen there, yes, first place went to Savannah Schley of Loyal Greenwood. Second place to Jenna Anders of Fall Creek. Third place to Mercedes Romo of Altoona. That's what we were able to keep track of for sure. And then after that, everything they came across in bunches. So we'll verify the top 10 when those results become available. Of course, you can always check those results thanks to our timers from hotwired.com, HOTWEYERED.com. Providing the services here today. Thank you everyone for sticking through as our technology fritzed out on us for just a second. Here at Freyfield, it is a little bit, I want to say we're out in the sticks because we're not that far from Marshfield and not that far from Spencer or Stratford, but just in the country enough that our internet speed's a little slow today. But thank you for sticking around through all of this. Waiting for the last few finishers to come across. See if I can verify how many we have left to finish. Hey, quick question. Thank you. Just verified we're potentially waiting on 8 runners as a Neillsville runner making the finish. 171. That is, should we pull the list up here? 171. Lizzie Jorgensen finishing. So not every runner may have started, but there's 7 numbers still waiting to come through. Still waiting on the trail vehicle. So at least some runners still on the course. So we may have to peel off as they get closer to the start for the JV race. The JV will run both boys and girls at the same time. So we will bring you the final results from the girls meet. As well, the full top 10 team awards and the whole works there. Yep, 4th did go to, I believe, Willow Omakin. As we said, not quite sure, as we see another runner, Neillsville, come across 168. And I believe that is the last of them. That is the last of them. So we are set. We've wrapped up. We see the JV runners getting ready. We're going to take a quick break. We'll have the JV race for you coming. All right, 9 minutes from the start of the JV race. Now that they have finished, we should have results from the girls' varsity race shortly, as they are getting warmed up. The JV race, boys and girls running together. Last race of the night. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll have official results shortly, but yes, I believe it was Willow Omakin was fourth, and from there it went very quickly. So we'll wait for the official results to come across and verify that result. But we do know the top three for sure, and that was Savannah Schley from Loyal Greenwood finishing first, Jenna Anders from Fall Creek finishing second, and Mercedes Romo of Altoona finishing third. The top three we know. Fourth, I believe a couple people in the comment have been dropping and letting us know they're pretty sure who that was. Pretty sure it was Willow Omakin fourth, then Ellie from McDonald fifth, then another Colby, then Aurora. So that's a comment I see from Honest Views. Yeah, they come very quick across there at the end. There was that group of three at the beginning, and then a strong run there at the end. A strong group there in the middle that came through very quickly. We do our best to keep up, but we'll have, like I said, the official results later. We're going to step aside one more time as we're going to have to swap lenses on the camera. I just realized that. So we'll be back in just a minute with the JV race. Welcome back. Got our lenses swapped so we can get the good long view. The problem is that nice long lens doesn't work for the finish. So swapping out lenses between parts of the race to make sure we can bring you the best view we can of everything. Huge thank you to all of you who joined us. Thank you to all of you who engaged in the chat. It's been fun to watch. As somebody that isn't a huge fan, and not somebody that has followed much cross country, it's been very enlightening to read the chat here today from all of you guys. So thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for watching. Steve Ockenick from Sports on Focus alongside Gage Tebow, who's been the amazing camera operator, as now the wind pretty much gone. Wind dying down. Didn't even bring the drone up because I didn't think we'd get an opportunity, but so we'll stick with the camera for the JV race. A much smaller field for the JV race from the looks of it. We will pull that list up here. JV race with 45 runners. Altoona, McDonald, both with huge teams in the JV race. Nilsville Granton with a runner. Colby Abbey with a couple runners. We take a look. Colby Abbey co-oping on the boys, not co-oping on the girls for cross country. So the Colby girls with four. Tuna with a runner. We'll make sure as somebody just caught our cord. Everything still appears to be working. Everything's still charging, so we're good there. 5 minutes now to the start. So 5 minutes to start of the race. See everyone warming up. So one more race to take us through. As I'm going to step aside from the call here for just a minute, reset our cord, and we'll be back in a minute. McDonald runners in their huddle. This is going to be mostly a race of McDonald and Altoona runners. What's going on? All right, back again. As I see the other device that's slowing my internet down. So we'll get you as much of this race as we can as our internet's starting to act up. All right, back on a different network. This one appears to be a little better. Bouncing around between networks here, trying to make sure we can bring this one to you. Girls and boys race seem to go off without a hitch. Too much. If there was, I apologize. We do the best we can. We've done the best, with the situation, but we appear to be stable now. So I always bring multiple internet sources to outdoor activities like these because you never know which one you're going to need when. But the big race here, they get set. I'm going to step aside for the start of this one and join you after the gun. And we are underway with the JV race, and our clock, there we go. Clock decided not to start. So JV race, boys and girls running together. 50 racers. Huge teams on the JV side from both Altoona and McDonald, plus a few other schools. And we will bring you as much of this as we can, as Gage doing the quick spin around the tripod. We do have to be on the road. I need to be on the road by about 6:10, 6:20. So we will do the best we can to bring you as much of the JV race as we can. But we should be able to get most of the finishes in that time frame. JV runners heading out into the... kind of everything tightens up there, and then they will head out and make the trip around the that big loop before they come down along the woods to that long straight. And thank you to everyone who stuck around with us. We're going to get a quick glitch in the stream as we're going to try and fix one little thing from our internet issues, and then we'll be right back. All right, thank you guys for sticking around through that one, just making sure we get everything working.
You guys did an excellent job.
So they are heading down the long straight. We see them heading away from us. But seriously, thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you for engaging in the comments, helping us out. We've had a lot of fun. Gage is nodding yes too. I mean, I probably wouldn't admit if he was saying no, but Gage was nodding yes. We've had a lot of fun today, crowned some champions. Obviously, Dan Anderson. Yes, Dan Anderson of McDonald Catholic winning the boys individual title, along with McDonald Catholic winning the team title. Girls side, Savannah Schley winning the girls individual title from Loyal Greenwood. Still waiting on the official results, but I'm going to put my money on the way they finished that it's Colby winning the team title. Still, they are uploading those now. We will take a look at them as soon as they are available. As we are 2 minutes in and we see the mass of coaches cutting through, cheer their team on, give them a little extra motivation as they come back up that straight along the woods in the shadow before they pop out into the sun and make the loop around the woods before they take that big long set of straights that go all the way down. They come down a quarter mile, over an eighth of a mile, back up a quarter mile. It's a long stretch there. But they really do. This course is unique in the fact that it is not at a school, not at a golf course. This is at somebody's house. For those of you that weren't here for the opening, Fry Field, it is right here. I'm standing about 150 feet from the guy's house. We're gonna follow up with him because this is a neat facility that he has created here. His daughter saw his daughter running cross country for Spencer. They were just running on the road, realized they didn't have a good course here, and he made one. Shared by 3 schools that use it the most: Marshfield, Columbus Catholic, and Spencer. Also, Stratford using it for their subsectional meet on Tuesday, a week from today. But we see the first runners coming around down that straight. So we see them running as the grass messing a little bit with the focus. The wind has died down now for the JV runners, and as I say that, the wind picks up here. But as I said, waiting for the official team results. So thank you, everyone. I'll say it a lot here through the JV race, as JV race going to be dominated, it looks, by Altoona and McDonald Catholic, as Central Catholic, as both of them have significant teams that are running here on the JV side. But the JV runners on that first straight. We will have coverage from many of the subsectionals on Tuesday. We won't be doing any live, but we will have highlights of the finishers on Tuesday, so make sure to like our page at Sports on Focus for all of those. And then we'll also have results from Saturday's meets. Saturday, a lot of races around the area sectionals. Teams and individuals looking to punch their tickets to state. As I get the thumbs up that the girls' results are in, we're going to take a look at those here right now. My iPad is dead, so I'm going to have to do it on my computer. Pulling it up here quick. Results, girls, team results, and we were right. Colby takes the team title, 55 points. Altoona finishes second at 74. Fall Creek right behind at 78. Loyal Greenwood fourth at 122. Eau Claire Regis fifth at 132. Chippewa Falls McDonald sixth at 136. Cadott seventh at 165. Neillsville Greenwood 8th at 185. Osseo Fairchild 9th at 189. Stanley Boyd, Spencer, Marshfield Columbus, and Owen Withy and Thorpe Gilman did not have enough finishers to qualify in the team race. Verify that we were right on the overall results. Savannah Schley, Loyal Greenwood, the senior, 19 minutes, 29 and a half seconds. Jenna Anders of Fall Creek is second, the sophomore, at 19:42.3. Mercedes Romo of Altoona, third, 20:42.5. Willow Omakin of Colby, fourth, 21:22 even. Ellie Eckes of McDonald came across in fifth. She finished at 21:24.4. Daisy Fighton of Colby was sixth at 21:28. Janelle Schiesel of Stanley Boyd, I hope I pronounced that right, seventh at 21:30 even. Aurora Weir of Osseo Fairchild, eighth, 21:55. Trinity Severson of Colby, ninth at 21:57. And Allison Dubiel of Fall Creek, 10th. She crossed at 22:07. So those are your top 10 from the girls. You remember you can see the full results at Hotwired, WEYERED.com, or you can check them out tonight at onfocus.news/sports, as we'll have a full recap of the meet here today, along with other meets happening around the area. I believe the Great Northern meet is today, and I believe there's one other one today. But we are 8 minutes into this one. I'm going to set the mic down for a couple minutes, catch my breath, and I'll be back on for the finishes in just a moment. All right, welcome back. Sorry for the glitches. The internet has just decided not... Oh, probably because I carried our internet source a little too far away. It was in my pocket. But 11:58 time expired. But yeah, no. Talking with our medical staff here, the one Regis girl they came off... You know, they all look a little rough when they finish. I mean, they just ran 3.11 miles, but seemed to be a little worse than most. She is okay, so I just wanted to fill you guys in on that one. Won't give out names or anything, but Looking out, we're waiting for the runners to come back out, as it looks like they have all made, a few of them still on the course out there. I can see them out, but they are going to pop back out here. So I'm going to step aside. We're going to stick around here. Make sure to check out all the other stuff we've got going on this week and next week. I mean, hard to believe, but the playoffs start Tuesday. We've got cross country. We've got volleyball. We've got soccer. But this week wrapping up, we've got a trio of sports from Medford on Thursday. We've got Medford versus Lakeland swimming. I think I would give the edge to the people from around the lakes on the swimming, but we'll see. Medford, a good swim team up there. Their volleyball team will take on Mosinee. If you haven't had a chance to see the Mosinee Indians play volleyball, they haven't lost a conference. They've won 41 straight conference games in the Great Northern Conference, and they are looking to win another conference title. So we will have that. We'll also have the top two teams in the Great Northern Conference for soccer, all from Medford High School, all on Thursday. And then Friday, a trio of football games, 4 football games in total over the weekend. So we've got 3 on Friday, 1 on Saturday. On Friday, two of the schools here playing. The Spencer Columbus Rockets make the trip over to Shiocton. I'll be heading over there. Marshfield hosting their big rival DC Everest at DC Everest High School. And we also have Merrill and Medford in a battle in the Great Northern. And then on Saturday, I get back very late Friday night, catch a few Z's. Saturday, I will be up in Phillips as the Auburndale 8-player football team takes on Northwood, 2 ranked teams playing up there in Phillips, neutral site game. That game at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Make sure to check that one out as well. And then next week is playoffs. We will have highlights from playoff volleyball. We have highlights from cross country, playoff soccer, and then a whole nother slate of football on Friday. As seems like we just started, and that's because we did. I mean, very condensed seasons this year. Obviously, the basketball results have come in. Basketball rules. Those of you that are also follow basketball, there will be no opening tip this year. They've removed the opening tip. They will be going to only the visiting team will start with the ball at the beginning of the game and then use the possession arrow. And then in overtime, each overtime will start with a coin flip to determine who has possession. The opening possession will just be a side out from half court like at the beginning of the second half, and that's what they're doing. Most other sports appear to remain unchanged. Wrestling is the one that there's still some things I believe to be determined yet on exactly how tournaments and stuff will work, as we are waiting for our first finishers, probably a bit away yet. 15 minutes in, I think we'll probably be looking at about 20-25 for the first finishers of a JV race. But yeah, I wanted to check in. I would say outside of the wind, good weather conditions here. Not too hot, not too cold. Did get a chance to check our race time temperature, but our JV race time temperature is 50. Oh, so that's 56. Make sure that's right. 56 degrees. Didn't feel like it when the wind was blowing, that's for sure. But the wind has died down. Keeping out. I don't know if we'll be able to get every finish from the JV race, as, like I said, we do have to. We've got some other stuff going on yet tonight. Check in on our wonderful comment section. So try and get the chat to come up here. I think we might be off the air. We are. Nope, there we go. Okay, we're still on. Sorry about that. My phone was acting up, trying to keep an eye on the chat. Flipping through here. Chat here. See some of the varsity kids there to cheer on the JV kids along with them. Still waiting for the result. Amazing how much a lot of the schools have packed up and left, as is the rule now. You can't stick around if you don't have runners running. But they're waiting for those first people to come across. 18 minutes in. Said probably after 20 we'll see the first finishers. So remember to check out the full recap. You can check it out right now at hotwired.com. Or if you're interested, we can get you the we'll have those available at our website, onfocus.news/sports. Full recap from both the boys and the girls. As we see here, the lead vehicle come through, and we're going to have our first finisher from the JV. Conference sounds like it might be a contested race. I hear them saying run hard. Waiting for that runner to come through. Might be a group of them, and the first runner will be from Altoona, number 246. That is, don't see him. Don't see him on my list. Looking for his number. Didn't see the number on the list, so we'll verify that list will be available as well. Did you catch his number? See if he turns back towards us, as he finished well ahead of the pack. Seeing if he turns back as we see another Altoona runner, number 328. That one I know is on the list. That is Levi Day. We'd have to back another Altoona runner, 337. That is Brandon Guyan. Still waiting for that winner to turn his bib towards us. Might have been 340. See if he'll turn our way. We see more runners coming. You can hear them. My angle, I can't see them until they get a little bit closer. Clapping. It is the first McDonald finisher, 342. That will be Drew Hunt. Coming across. So Drew Hunt will finish. He will be the first McDonald finisher, as our Altoona kid working his way down to cheer, I think, his teammates on. Did not catch his number, so that will be in the results that will come out later tonight. Another Altoona finisher, 339. That is Carter Bonji. Finish. And now another Altoona runner, 336, and a couple Altoonas coming across. As we said, Altoona and McDonald really having the most kids in this race. Another Altoona runner coming across. Now we'll see a second McDonald runner finish. And we're going to just go with schools here for a little bit, as they appear to be coming through pretty quickly. That McDonald runner, 348. That is Andrew Thaler. We'll bring you as many of these results as we can as they continue to finish. Another McDonald finisher coming through here, 341. That is Jackson Bushman. And now a trio of Altoona rails. Need to stay in line. So the Altoona runners, 3 Altoona runners, and a few more as we check the time. 5:52. We'll get about 10-15 minutes more of finishes, and then we're gonna have to call it a night. As one, we want to get packed up before the sun sets. Looks like there'd be some good lighting out here, but don't want to try it. And 2, I've got to get to Mosinee, 1 versus 2 in the Great Northern Conference in volleyball. The Mosinee Indians hosting the Anago Red Robins. Saw Anago lose to Medford in 5 sets in an amazing comeback on Thursday. See another McDonald runner finishing here, 3-4-6. That is Andy Borman. He will come across with the mask up already. That. So here's some cheers. I'm guessing got a little bit of a race coming through here. And it is McDonald 3-4-9. That is Alex Tokarski coming across. Another McDonald runner, 3:43. That is Nick Maziarki. As we'll see another finisher here from Altoona, 3:40. That is Ryan Chamelik. Making it across. Our first Colby finisher and our first female finisher, 1:76. That is Hannah Meyer of Colby. She will win the girls JV race. So first female finisher comes across for Colby. Colby obviously winning the team title for the girls varsity race. We see our next female runner is another Colby runner, 1:78. That will be Kaylee Padavelis. Or no, let me make sure I got the right one. 1:78. Nope. Ella Halapka. So they hand out, one of the cool things they do is they hand out the little shell from the gun to the winner, and that's something you collect. You collect your bullets. Little confusion as the official missed the first Colby girl to finish, but yep, good thing to collect as a cross-country runner. As we hear a couple claps and another group coming through, as that sun really starting to set fast. Shadows nice and long. Makes for a really beautiful finish to this race. As the wind has died down, it is almost calm. Just as I say that, a little gust of wind comes through each time I've done that. But was pretty calm there for a while here for the JV race. Another Colby girl coming across. She'll be the third straight Colby girl to finish, 1:77. That is Gianna Munt finishing. The top 3 in the girls JV race all go to Colby. And see some more runners. And running here an Altoona boy, girl, 180. Thought I saw 2 there for a minute, 3 there for a minute, but no, 180. That is Kelly Straylau, 181. Thought it looked like a 3 there for a minute, but no, that was a 1. You know, trying to read those bib numbers as they come across, especially in this darker light. The sun really starting to dip. Shadows coming long across from some of the trees. Oriole runner 324 and 325. Those will be Zach Bowes and Chris Marion coming across the line. And our first Fall Creek female finisher 174. That will be their Lillian Anderson, freshman, getting the finish. So Lillian Anderson will finish for Fall Creek. Few runners left on the course. So we will stick around for about another 5-6 minutes. And then we will have to, actually, you know what? No, I'm wrong. A little more than that. A little more time than that. Lot of just a second. A lot of camaraderie in the cross country world as if you want to take this one. Just a second, we'll step out for just a moment. All right, checking back in. We didn't get a chance to change our lens, but we have the lens now, so we get a little bit better view. As we see a couple McDonald runners coming towards the finish. Or a McDonald runner that is 344, followed up by 326 for Stanley Boyd. Stanley Boyd, runner 326. That is Isaac Peters. Good tight race there. You see those little races throughout the...
Don't lay down. Stand up. Stand up. Don't lay down. Stand up.
You see those little races that happen in the middle of the big race. So now we're going to see what school this is. Altoona 183. That will be Ellie Boardman. So Ellie Boardman will finish, and now we waiting for our next finishers. See them coming up the path right now is another Colby runner. This will be 179 for Colby. That will be Kaylee Padavelis finishing for Colby. So some good future runners for the Colby Hornets as well. So we wait again. I see another runner, another finisher coming up the trail. See who they are as they pop out. Behind it is an Osseo Fairchild runner, 181. That will be Emily Bauer finishing for Osseo Fairchild. First Osseo Fairchild runner to finish on the female side. They do not have anybody running on the men's side, so their first finisher overall. So we will wait and see if we see any more runners coming out. As we said, we probably won't be able to stick around for every finish on the JV side. We'll do our best. I'm going to verify how many are yet to finish. I don't see somebody with a clipboard this time. But decent numbers still on the course. So we'll stick around as late as we can. To Hannah Kashenet, I hope I'm saying that right. You're welcome. We are more than happy to do these kind of things, especially when we can help out this time of year when things are a little rough. And, a lot of these events have limited or no fans, as in the case in this one. So we're happy to allow you an opportunity to see these. Make sure to check out the highlights of these races tonight. They'll be out late tonight, as I've got volleyball yet after this, as the wind starts really picking up. Again, thought we were done with it, but it comes back. Seeing how many finishers we have to come across yet. Not sure of a number. I'll see if I can find somebody who knows. I'll be right back with you. All right, 16 runners still on the course, they believe. So last 16 waiting for them to come through. We are going to stick around till the end. Just 16 runners left. Time we cross the half-hour mark, 34, covering 35 minutes. So waiting out for those last few straggler finishers. I'm going to sneak onto the camera here so I got a little bit better view. It's like, luckily the cameras are high enough this time. So, as we see someone coming through right now. They're coming around orange shirt. So either Osceola Fairchild or Stanley Boyd. Looks like an Oriole. Nope, that's red. Wow, looked orange from the from the lighting. I mean, for 350. 350 from Neillsville Grant, that is Mark Jorgensen, the only runner, JV boys runner from Neillsville. He finishes. Jorgensen, a freshman. So Neillsville Granton's only male runner finishing. I believe they're only running the JV race. Nope, they got a girl on the JV side as well. Celia Anderson, freshman. As a lot of the teams starting to pack up, Colby, give them credit, winning the girls' team competition. So, as we see, everyone's starting to pack up. Spin around here, see if we see anybody else coming out. So we will have crews across all the subsectionals we can make it to on Tuesday. So make sure to check out our website on focus.news/sports. We will have a full list of what ones we will be at later this week. Obviously, we'll be at sectionals as well, as teams and individuals will punch their tickets to state. But we are waiting out here. Last few groups of stragglers packing up as we wait for the last few runners to finish. Haven't seen the trail vehicle come through yet, so there are runners still on the course. Believe it would be at most 14, but I'm going to take a, but that was the numbers given out, not the numbers who started. So we wait. We will have full coverage from Cross Country State as well if they will let us in. Obviously, very limited participation there. I was listening to some of the rules that they have for the state tournament this year, and it is insane as we see another runner coming out. A couple of runners. Oh, just one, and he is their final finisher as we see the trail cart. So our final finisher of the night. Give credit that 3 miles is a hard race to run, especially in a JV position. Looks like he is an Oriole wearing number 327. That is 327. That is Ethan Pollock finishing, and that will wrap up our coverage of the Cloverbelt Conference Cross Country Meet. Full team and individual results are available at hotwired.com, HOTWEYERED.com, or we will have a full recap of the meet tonight along with any of the other cross-country meets in the area at onfocus.news/sports. We're going to pack up here, then I'm off to Mosinee for some volleyball. Well, you can check out highlights of that as well. But thank you, everyone, for joining us. For Gage Tebow, I'm Steve Okonik. We will see you